open the public hearing. Any questions or comments?
Your fiscal year ends May 31st?
May 31st.
May 31st. So a lot of the expenditures, so you're almost towards the end. It says total received to date. What date was that? Was that a while ago? Because it also has expended to date. In other words, what does this reflect?
Oh, this
What-
reflects up until April, correct?
That was January.
Oh, maybe it was, but some of them
But some
she's,
have been.
yeah, updated. As she can update them, she's updating them.
Oh, okay.
It was as of January, but I think she's gotten through,
Well, that would answer, because
April.
if it was, it's fairly close to the end of your fiscal year, it would seem like the numbers should be pretty close to the budgeted.
Right.
Some of them are not even close, and some are.
right, because much of that hadn't been inputted, so she's just trying to get the numbers as she can.
So you're
can get
still
them.
recovering from the lack of good numbers?
Yes.
Okay, so the total received to date really doesn't mean it will happen a lot then, as far as that's what they figured out.
Well, yeah,
No, they're right, they're
Well,
right.
they're accurate, but I mean, it sounds like they're accurate at different times. In other words, they're not all as of, like, say, 1st of March, or,
right.
that's what,
Right,
I'm
but
assuming.
our receivables, we did just get in from our taxes from Jefferson County.
well, that's what I was gonna ask you, don't they usually make you
Just
whole?
got them today,
Really, it takes that long?
and we got our sales tax today.
Okay. But then is that normal for the county to,
They said April was when they made you whole.
oh, yeah? Well,
Not working? Yeah, when we called them, they said it was April.
Yeah,
They made you whole, so.
okay, just curious.
We got
And
more
when
tax
this-
numbers.
Yeah, because I know with the school, because with the school district, part of our school districts in St. Lawrence County, up by Indian Point up that
Mhm.
way. And it was just curious as to how long it took them to make you whole, so to speak.
Right.
So it just-
It is April. So those figures are not, but we did get it, we have gotten
And
it.
you don't have to worry about accounts receivable, it's a nice system.
Yeah.
For everybody at the county.
Yeah.
Now, Ron, were you still working off the one that you picked up the first day?
No, I dropped them off.
Oh, you did?
You guys aren't getting 89 grand anymore?
No.
Why not?
I know, right? We thought we'd
So
sneak
black
that
card got taken.
Danielle, did they tell you about Mr. Hagan's question about selling water to Redwood?
by. Yeah, and Steve might know more about this, I'm not sure. That would be encompassed, I believe, in the water revenue portion. When we, I know there's a formula how Redwood, those districts get their water. Do we get paid from the town for that? How does that work?
I'm not 100% sure of
Well,
it,
and neither am I,
to be
because,
totally honest.
Mhm.
I wasn't involved with it before, and I'm still trying to learn all the new things with the water department. I'm not up to date on that right
The
now.
town
Okay,
sets
ask
that.
Molly.
yeah, the town sets that rate, they all have formulas, but how does that come in as far as, because when I just asked Judy, like, she gets a water bill that she pays the town. So how does that work with the,
We bill them quarterly, just like everybody else,
Okay.
and they pay quarterly.
okay,
Yeah.
so that's just included in revenues then, right?
Yeah.
In the water revenues?
Yes.
Some other reasons why they would be different too, water, because you had asked me earlier why water and sewer were different. There's water turn-ons and offs that we charge for, there's unmetered water, like when you fill a pool, or, so there's a few different revenues for water than there is for sewer. Sewer just goes by the number of gallons of water used. And,
Yeah, but sewer is higher than water, than your water sales. By
Sewer
30.
rate is higher than water rate.
right, and,
Okay, well, see, we can't discern that on our bills. because
Right.
The bill is just, it's a flat fee, you know.
Maybe we can get that tomorrow. I mean, obviously that, because I don't know what the exact
Not a big
rates
deal,
are.
but it's just that I
I
want.
have
Well,
the
just so
rates,
you-
I have a sheet
Yeah.
over there with all the rates, the breakdowns
Okay,
of
that's
inside sewer, I did find all that.
Did you?
Outside sewer, yeah, inside water, outside water, I found all those rates.
You're saying they should be equal, Jim?
I thought they were, I thought.
You gotta remember, you're watering the golf course. I mean, it
That
wouldn't,
wouldn't jack the sewer up. The sewer's more than the water sales, but I'm saying.
right, but that wouldn't be showing as revenue, because you're not.
No,
getting-
because you're not.
So that-
Yeah, I agree with that, I understand that, never has. The golf course has never paid for water, as long as I can remember.
Any other question, Ron?
In a number of places, it'll say contractual. I just wondered what that.
Yeah.
Okay, every cost center has a contractual, and that's for things like let's take the office. I'm just trying to see where. Contractuals for things that you can't budget for, like trustee contractual. That would be for like classes, training courses, stuff that you can't really budget for because you don't know how much they're gonna be. The office.
Kind of like miscellaneous?
Right, that's exactly what it is, miscellaneous. The office contractual, I don't know exactly, like treasurer contractual, that could be for Post-it notes, printer paper, anything that she would need that you can't budget for because you don't know exactly what you're gonna use in the budget year. So that's why every cost center has a contractual.
Okay, because when I saw contractual, I thought it was due to a contract you had, and you were obligated to spend X amount of dollars, and that's why I wondered.
So it's not like a service contract? So
No.
that,
No.
because that's how we term it in the state. Contractual would be a service contract for a copier, for instance.
Oh, right.
Okay.
And the,
But that would go under that if we had a service contract
Yeah.
with her. I mean, that,
Yeah.
say for the office, but it's not all.
So it's kind of an all-encompassing term for
Right.
miscellaneous.
Yeah.
All right.
It's another state way of saying miscellaneous.
okay. Noticed in a couple different places, it says health stipend. And, is that for somebody that's covered under somebody else, and then they take, you pay them X amount of dollars?
Right, that's for employees that don't take advantage of our healthcare program and they use their spouses or someone else's, and they get paid a stipend for that.
That's good deal for the village. The, on your health insurance costs, which obviously are pretty large, how are they apportioned? I looked at this a while ago, and
Where you at?
That's a good one for
are they
Lily.
lumped, like with your retirement benefits? Say, see, the largest is probably DPW, right? So where is your retirement, and it's probably right in front of me. Actually, retirement employees, 9010.
I don't know how to go about that.
I don't remember.
I guess I know I noticed on the town.
Benefits, it would be almost all the way in the back under benefits. I guess it would be the,
9,000 code there?
Yes.
yeah,
Okay. Because I know with the, when I was looking at the water budget, maybe it was with the town. Anyway, there was no, like retirement and hospitalization charged off against those portions. I think that was on the town side, which obviously that's a big cost of doing business, is the retirement and hospitalization.
yeah, absolutely.
And so I'm looking at the water fund appropriations right now.
We have that under some-
Let's see, so here.
Oh, okay.
So the water fund appropriations, take it salary, equipment, water contractual. There's no state retirement.
For which one?
Water.
This is in the water fund
Oh, okay.
appropriation. How many employees, without, know we don't get a name, but how many employees are charged off to the water fund?
It's just one, right? Or two?
General employees,
Uh-huh.
we have 2 for water, and then we have a retiree.
Oh, okay. So just, just two and then a retiree?
Under hospitalization and medical insurance, there's a total of $4,000. Obviously, that's less than even one hospitalization policy for an individual. So, I mean, a stipend could be an answer to that, but there's nothing under state retirement. And that, I know like at school, I think the teachers is 11.8, and I think the non-instructional is 18% or something like that. I'm not sure what you guys are getting hit percentage-wise.
I'm not sure how she broke it all down.
And we could ask her about that. Is there any in sewer? I didn't notice.
There's no retirement in sewer. The hospital medical is 15,000.
Right.
So that's-
I don't think we put anything on the
You
register.
said that one was in water? Is that what you were referring to, the water?
Yeah, it was under
Yeah.
the water now. But when you get into sewer, there's no retirement costs. I mean, there's Social Security and Medicare,
No, we
which
didn't.
obviously are a direct
We didn't
result of
retirement.
No.
wages. And it would just seem if you've got Medicare and Social Security, that means you've got wages, and if you have wages, it would just seem like retirement costs would, because I know one of the things you're allowed to do as far as the water, you're allowed to charge some of your different customers, I mean, like say, some of the town, they're all, actually, all your outside customers are town. And they've got different areas, and each one, I think, has got a different formula.
Yeah,
But one of the legitimate costs that you have is your staffing.
Right.
And nothing against the town, but they ought to be charged, I mean, whatever they get charged, the people inside the village are gonna have that much less to make up for.
right.
So I think it's real important that we charge fairly everything we possibly can.
I don't know, 'cause even in our worksheets, we didn't budget anything for that, so we'd have to ask,
I know in the town, they had it all in a separate part of their budget, which didn't seem right. And the answer I got was that's the way municipalities do it or something. Because they had the same sort of situation, say for one of the districts over in Redwood. And they were charging salary, but they weren't charging any retirement expense or health expense to those things, which didn't seem right.
Right.
I'll ask Judy about that.
So what you're thinking is probably all our retirement is in our general fund, and we.
That's what theirs was. Theirs was all lumped like into the general fund. And then you had these other cost centers that I'm assuming were generated for billing purposes. And there should have been some of that written off for those cost centers.
And I'll ask because I'm assuming that's what we did because both of these on the worksheets that we worked on to prepare the budget, I just have lines through mine, which means I'll have to ask about that and see.
Because like with your water sales, you've got 250,000 budgeted. And I know there hasn't been a increase in your town users, which would be everybody outside the village, in quite a few years. And when it came up last time, what kind of stopped it in its tracks is you didn't have any good, solid numbers to be able to generate a bill from.
Right.
And obviously, you guys are working on that. And I would just ask that once you've got numbers that stand up to scrutiny, that would be a great place to use one of their, as far as to generate a new rate for the outside users, a
Right.
legitimate new rate.
Anything?
On your water and sewer, do you have a separate account all your water and sewer funds go into?
You do now, right?
Well, no, not yet.
No, I mean.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
supposed to. I would
Yeah.
say, you're
Well, you
commingling,
can-
what you're doing, you're commingling for funds.
And you
That's what we're
can.
saying.
The comptroller's office says you can, as long
You
as
can't commingle funds?
as long as you keep an accounting of what money is what.
Do you have that, do you? No?
We're working on it.
Oh.
We're getting there. Do,
I'm not being smart, I don't think I'm being so.
No, I don't at
I'm not
all.
trying to.
Oh, I know
I'm not
that.
trying to.
I know.
I'm just saying it
So we're not
seems-
laughing because it's funny.
Yeah.
It's pathetic is what it is.
we're working at that. We have, Judy is working very hard and we've had a little bit of help with that. So, and now that we have someone else full-time in the office, it's quickly moving along.
Good.
So we'll get there.
What year are you guys up to?
Well, we're still in 2007 because she had to stop her, which is one of the things that we have in here. What did we call it? Her
Treasurer reconciliation.
reconciliation. She had to stop that to work on the budget. So we put the brakes on that and concentrated on this year so that we could work on the budget. Concentrated on 2011, 2012 so that we could work on the 2012, 2013 budget. And now she's, as soon as this is done and adopted, she'll go back to doing the reconciliation and catching everything up and inputting and then hopefully, but as of right now, I believe we're in June of 2007? Or she'd gotten through September of 2007. So that's where we are right now.
I'd just like to say that with Judy and the mayor and the present board, this has been very difficult. I found out that budgeting is not my strong point. And if it wasn't for the mayor and Judy and the girls in the office, we would be in a mess. Judy, the mayor, have done a tremendous job.
Well, Cindy's kind of the,
And Cindy.
Cindy, yeah. Cindy's,
I mean, they really do deserve a round of applause for the work that they've done. And they've worked, I'm not just saying that, but they have worked very hard. And I'll tell you, if it wasn't for them, this would be a disaster, literally. And we got a long way to go, a long way to go.
yeah. Things are definitely looking up.
It's amazing it wasn't a disaster the past 2 or 3 budgets.
You didn't know it was a disaster, though.
Had no idea.
No.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna use that, yeah, absolutely. And this was the first year I actually sat down, Judy gave us worksheets, and we plugged in numbers, and we erased them, and we changed them, and we all had calculators, and in previous years, this is what you got, and you read through it, and that's what it was. This is the first time I've actually put a budget together. There we go. It's last night all over again.
Well, I don't have any more questions. I think what you encountered a daunting task, and I think you've made great headway. You probably will continue to do so until you've got it beat.
I think the hard thing for me to understand is how it went so long and not recognized. You know, that was the hard thing, you know. I remember years, and Ronnie can too, probably, is where taxes went up 15%, 18%, remember?
Yeah.
And nobody knew why, but it did. You know, that's the way it was. But as I told Danielle, my village taxes are about $50 to $60 a year more than my town and county together. That's a sad situation. And you've got people in this village that are on fixed income, I mean real fixed incomes, but they're almost having to go without eating to keep their home. That's why I say we gotta get on top of something here. Yeah.
I think we're gonna get on top of it, but it's gonna take a while. And next year's budgeting is gonna be so much easier once we get this all, I think it'll be easier, don't you?
Oh, it definitely will be.
I mean,
Absolutely.
we're gonna know the numbers are good, and it's gonna be a lot easier.
You know, you've heard the stories about Roy O'Brien. Well, I had to be chief of police when he was mayor. I remember Gordy saying to Alan Wagner, you give me a list of the widows in this town that are, you know, behind on their water bills and stuff. And she'd make up the list and he'd write a check. He said, just mark them paid, don't tell them. Gordy did that on several occasions because I was present in the office when he did it. I mean, what a guy. I mean, everybody says, oh, he hunted ducks out of season, he did this, he did that. I'm telling you, he wasn't a bad guy after all, as bad as sometimes people want to
You
think.
can't do that?
Huh?
You can't do that?
Yeah, you can do it, because you guys are big in.
No, I mean, hunt out of season?
Well,
They found,
well, they did hunt with Gordy.
you got to know a lot of federal game wardens by the first name.
Yeah, even Canadian and American.
Yeah.
No, but I just thought, you know, some people don't realize what he did do for people that were, they couldn't afford them, for their water bills and stuff, but he'd write water and sewer bills. I've seen him write the check for several, yeah. Yeah.
Under your sewer fund, and I know you've got a consent order with the DEC, and I noticed a line item there for that. I see Captain Avenue had a expenditure item. And what I understood was, the hope is that one of the big problems that we have is located on Catherine Avenue. And I just wonder where we're at, and where I'm going is, we can't, I don't believe we can hook into the sewer system new construction, and how we're coming with that.
I think we're just about done with that, aren't we?
We've been doing the easements.
No, he means as far as the consent order.
Yeah,
Oh, the
and
consent order?
the flow's been cut down.
Okay. According to Bernier Carr, Gregor Smith with the DEC, the consent order, pretty much Catherine Cornwall is completed. They said that the consent order will disappear.
So new construction will be allowed again?
Yes.
Yes.
Any idea when?
When we get this completed.
As soon as they complete that new line and on all that, and that's taken care of it, they'll remove it.
Well, that's what, I didn't see anything budgeted for it. I guess that's what was raising my question. When are they, the new line you're talking about, what's the timetable?
They were talking about maybe, Greg didn't want to do it in the summer. I mean, Gregor kind of was hoping for summer, if I'm correct. And we said, no, maybe
Well, the funding comes in ahead
the
of
ground, maybe in the fall, we were looking at.
And the reason nothing was budgeted is because we're gonna have to seek out funding for that.
Okay.
And if that funding comes in earlier, then I think that we would start earlier. But right now, we're anticipating early fall, I think, right?
Yes, that's way, we didn't want to have that all.
No, I didn't see anything there, so I figured it was either completed or nothing was gonna be done about it. So now I have an answer, thank you.
Yeah, because they're pretty much, I mean, they could go up any day, I mean, really.
Ready to go.
Once the
We still have some
easements all
easements to
get
get.
granted, it's all a done deal. It's gonna be a mess.
Right, but they'll actually allow new construction prior to the line being put in?
Yeah, just SFRs, it's the single-family residentials.
Yeah,
That's all they're gonna allow.
okay.
Like, there's a house being built across from the arena, next to the school.
Yeah,
They're gonna allow that, but they're not gonna allow more than single-family residential. That's what
Right.
Mr. Millett told me.
okay. And then hopefully when this new line goes in, that will stop?
That's correct. And he just found two big leaks that, I don't know if the board's had a report from Greg, but there's one in the end of Avery. We ran a camera through there last week,
19.
and they found one in the end of Avery that's huge.
You say a leak, you mean like,
Like where water
Groundwater coming in?
infiltrates into the system.
yeah,
And they also have one between the old Scooters Pizza, the old Joey D's,
yeah,
and my old house out in the middle of Church Street. That's all collapsed too, all the sewer. So we're gonna have to talk about that going. That's the next.
okay.
We got cameras of it. Everybody can sit and watch it on a
DVD.
TV and on a DVD. Yeah.
All right.
They're huge leaks. So
Well, it's good in the
Yeah.
fact that, because it's always been a question mark, Where's it coming from?
Right, well, they found 2 other spots, so.
Okay. In addition to Catherine Cornwall?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A lot of work ahead.
Yeah, well, it's very, I mean, the economy's been bad, so you haven't had a lot of, people coming forward with projects, but it'd be nice to be able to expand the tax base with some new construction. And right now, it can't happen.
Right. Any other questions? No? I will take a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion by trustee Henry, seconded by trustee Jarvis. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Done.
Thank you.